Okay, so on to match 5 of our recent league. We are currently sitting at 3-1. So we lost our first match and then we won the next 3. So we lost to Merfolk, beat Checkpile twice, and the Mirror once. And we got a solid hand here. Pro, Ponder, bit of mana. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the decks we don't want to see with this hand, as this hand's a bit slow. So I guess we get to see... Okay, so we get to see a hand here with no second land, so they've got to hope to naturally draw it. On the flip side, if they don't, we really need this probe to hit a tutor, which it does not. So I think we should have just left the fetch land there. And just let him wasteland us if he wanted to wasteland us. He's going to be more interested in getting his Thalia online at the moment anyway, so we've got a bit of time here. Fortunately, he whiffs on his second land, just plays a Vial. And we draw the tutor. So we need one more spell here, which we've got in the Ponder. And now we can just jam the rest of the combo. That was bad of me there fetching. I probably should have counted how many fetchable lands I have left in my deck, as that did worry me for half a second there. So we're down to our last fetchable black source, just because we drew so many lands. Actually, never mind. I said before that we needed one more spell this turn beyond our combo pieces to kill. We didn't. We had a couple of probes in our graveyard. He Vials here, which puzzles me, because I get a bit worried that it's like something interesting, like a Judge's Familiar. Fortunately, it's just a mum. I think I was thinking at the time if it was a Judge's Familiar, I'd just flash back Dark Ritual, which I think still leaves us fine. I'll probe him just once more, just in case. Okay, and in a moment we're going to go to sideboard here with the first time I haven't run dedicated D&T hate for a little while. So instead we just have Disfigures. So we're going to board in 2 Disfigures, 2 Abrupt Decays, and an Empty the Warrens. We'll cut all our Duresses, 1 Past in Flames, and probably a Preordain. Yep. And that's fine to run back like that. So I don't think we really want anything like Echoing Truth or Hercules here. Hercules is fine if they've got like a stack of equipment and a Canonist, but it just doesn't really do anything against their major hate bears, which is going to be things like Thalia, which are the ones that kind of matter early game. We're going to keep this hand. We are probably going to Brainstorm on turn 1, in the hope that we can... Okay, cool, we get to probe as well. So he can play out all the cards in his hand, with the exception of Serra Avenger, which isn't really a card in the matchup. Alright, so we want to brainstorm. We want to brainstorm to something like Lotus Petal LED. Unfortunately, we miss on that. So we're probably going to chuck back. I don't think it matters too much. maybe Ad Nauseam Abrupt Decay and draw the Ad Nauseam next turn. Might be, sorry, Ad Nauseam Abrupt Decay. We want to draw the Abrupt Decay next turn and ponder. I think that might be the play. Basically, having Past in Flames in our hand means that we, in our combo turn, can get something like an extra Cabal Ritual if we want. So whatever I just put back there was wrong. That's fine though, we're going to ponder. And so he had a Revoker in hand, didn't he, I think? I can't remember, but we should definitely be playing out the LED here just so we can conserve mana on our combo turn. Or actually maybe not this turn, we want to ponder this turn. He's only got a Thalia on board at the moment. And we're going to take the fetch land. Obviously, we just want to be able to decay the Canonist we saw as much as anything else. The Thalia we can possibly play through. If we can find another Cabal Ritual, we can almost definitely play through it. Oh, okay, and he finds a Wasteland, which isn't particularly problematic right now. Okay, and we get a second Cabal Ritual. So we're getting towards the point where we can just go off through Thalia here. To do so, we really do need... So we can't afford to decay the Wasteland. Oh, sorry, can't afford to decay the Thalia. Because that exposes us to Wasteland and lets him port us off black. So the fetch land stops him from using his mana denial, or getting value out of his mana denial. So we should have played out the LED there to save mana for a combo turn. And here he chooses to hold up mana for Stoneforge instead of playing out his Canonist, which was also, I think, incorrect. So, anyway, we're now going to draw the Past in Flames that's been sitting on top of our library for a little while. And that fetch there should really be for a tropical island, because I'm about to make a big mistake here. So I should have fetched for Trop, cast a Dark Ritual. Actually, would that work? So yeah, I needed to play out the LED last turn and then fetch for Tropical Island. for this combo turn to work. Because what I need to do is I've got to get Threshold on the Cabal Ritual to get as much mana as I possibly can. So we're going to flash back 2 Threshold Cabal Rituals. Unfortunately, so Dark Rituals plus 1 mana. And then the next one's going to get us to 5 mana. And then the next ritual is going to get us to 7 mana. And unfortunately, I can't Infernal Tutor from here. So I kind of need to Ad Nauseam and hope I hit nothing but Rituals and Tendrils. And unfortunately, I am in a bad spot because the Dark Ritual is going to bring me to 2 or 3 mana. 2 mana after the LED. And then I can crack the LED for whatever I like, and it still won't give me enough mana. Okay, so we're just going to run the same list back. Once again, no reason to change. I think we sideboarded correctly to begin with. And we're going to be on the play, which is going to be good for us. And we see this hand here, which is a keep, and a keep that gives us 3 different distinct options. So option number 1 is the safe option. So we boarded in Empty the Warrens, so we can go Petal, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, Infernal Tutor into Empty the Warrens for 12 goblins, which is a deterministic kill straight away. It just takes, straight off the bat without needing to muck about, it just takes a couple of turns to get there. He doesn't have any outs, even if he draws something like 3 back-to-back mums and manages to block goblins for a little while. We're just going to punch through enough damage. Option number 2, if we wanted to go for a Past in Flames kill, we're currently going to be 1 card in our graveyard short. The reason being, we can go Petal, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, LED, Infernal Tutor, grab Past in Flames, and we can have 1 black floating, and so we can flash back the Dark Ritual. But after that, we're going to be down to 7 cards in graveyard, which means that when we flash back Cabal Ritual, we will only get +1 mana off it. So after Cabal Ritual resolves, we'll have 4 in pool and a tutor that can grab nothing. So on the flip side, we could also Petal and Ponder. And Petal Ponder into a fetch land would let us get a Past in Flames kill. Petal Ponder into any other any non-fetch black source would, I believe, still, it still only lets us go for Empty the Warrens, just with an extra 1 storm, so we get 14 goblins. And obviously if we hit a blue source, then we can Ponder again, and if we whiff, we're in a lot of trouble. And final option is we can actually turn 1 Ad Nauseam without having made a land drop. So we, basically in hand we have Lotus Petal gives us 1, Dark Ritual +2 up to 3, Cabal Ritual +1 up to 4, Lion's Eye Diamond +3 up to 7, Infernal Tutor brings us back to 5, Ad Nauseam to 0, but with land drop and 20 life, we'll probably draw 20 cards. We will definitely hit a land in there, and more than likely whatever else we need to go off. I'm going to be a bit lazy here, and I'm going to take option 1, which is the safe option. I think if this was a game 2 and I was up a game, I might try something a bit more interesting. But we're just going to take the safe deterministic kill. I think if we were even 1 storm short, it's possible maybe he could stabilize with something like Orzhov Pontiff, if he was one of the handful of lists running that. But the 12 goblins just leaves him with no live draws. And he's going to choose to draw his card, and he's going to concede. Oh no, sorry, play a plains and concede, I think. Yep, there we go.